Mark, before we talk about the team, let's talk about Canada still being a hangover or a funk over the World Juniors. From a coaching perspective, what went wrong?
Not much went wrong. We lost a game in overtime, and the sequence before they scored, we had an open net. Noah Dobson took a one-timer pass. He had the open net. It's the kind of shot Noah always puts in, and his stick broke right on that play, and they took the puck and went to score on the other end. We had a penalty shot about a couple of minutes before that, and their tying goal with 40 seconds left is a triple deflection shot from the goal line. We had no puck luck, and it's really unfortunate. It's bad timing. The game for Switzerland, our next game was Switzerland in the semis, and I had prepared it. I watched with the feed. We had a feed in our coach's room from Victoria for the other group, and so I watched the whole game, cut it up, and I had all the sequences ready to analyze the system of Switzerland, and we would have gone through them easily. They're a good team, but they're not at our level, and so it's unfortunate. We were very disappointed with the result, very disappointed, but we told the boys after the game that we were really proud of their effort and really proud of how they represent their country, and we didn't get the result we wanted, but we have to, walk out a rink, our heads up, and hopefully next year in Czech Republic it's going to be a better result.
Did it whet your appetite for coaching at that level again?
Oh, it's just an outstanding experience. Team Canada, it's tough to describe everything that we have available. We had 22 players, Dave. We had 22 staff members. So everybody has a job to do, and everybody has to do it sharp. And so I was on advanced scouting and eye in the sky in the games, giving feedback between periods for special teams and for 5-on-5 play. And then everybody else had their own jobs, and we had to make sure our jobs was done. And the resources they put. I went on the road from the 18th of December to 23rd. At night, went to see teams practice, teams play. So I traveled through British Columbia in snowstorm and ice storms near Kamloops, Kelowna, Langley, Chilliwack, Salmon Arm. So not much time to visit, but I saw a lot of arenas and a lot of practices. So it was good when you see Finland practice and USA practice their D-zone, their forecheck. It's clear cut what they are trying to do, and then it's easier to build a strategy to counter that. So just an outstanding program, an outstanding opportunity, outstanding people, and great memories except for the result.
Okay, we're back in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League now, and York Haybert and Screaming Eagles, quite a change since the last time I talked to you.
Yeah, well, we acquired 4 players, and behind that is ultimately we want to improve our team. Dave, we wanted to show our group of players that we believe in what they can do. At the same time, we wanted to make sure it was players that would be available next year too. We didn't want to go for rentals and players that would be there only for a few months. We know all the players we acquired are eligible to play in the queue next year, and there's a good chance they're going to be playing in the queue next year too. So that was something that was really important to us. At the same time, we didn't want to mess too much with the team chemistry. We have a good chemistry. We have a good group of players, and we had one before Christmas too, and so we wanted to make sure with the changes we kept that going. I think we're giving ammunitions to our group, ammunitions to our players. Our players are excited about the group, excited about the possibilities for us. We're an extremely competitive conference, and that makes everybody better and keeps everybody honest on a day-to-day basis. So it's going to be such an exciting second half of season. I'm looking forward to it. The players are, and I know the fans are too.
Chemistry is a very tenuous thing in hockey, and with the new players coming, is that something you sense in the dressing room, even around the players, whether it's a practice or in the bus or whatever, that they really sensed a positive move forward?
There's no doubt, and it's a question of culture. And the best players to witness that are the new players. They come in, and within 2-3 days, they'll drop by my office, talk about the game or talk about their own game, and then they'll mention to me like, "What an incredible room." what an incredible atmosphere. And that's a culture. It takes years to build. And, you know, we want to make sure we have good people in the dressing room. Good people make good atmosphere. Good atmosphere allows everybody to work harder, to be happy to be at the rink. Hats off to our leaders. Our captain, Declan Smith, is outstanding, but he's been here for a while. He's seen the last cycle, which was composed of Evgeny Sveshnikov, Max Lazarev, Michael Joly, Clark Bishop, Loic Léveillé, Alex Bélanger, Alex Gosselin. So he played with those guys when he was 16 and 17. So he's seen that. We had a good team there, and we had some good people in that room too. And then he saw Ollie LeBlanc as captain take over, and we instilled a new culture at that time. And then Felix Martineau last year. So he's been fortunate to see all those people, but Mitchell Balmas is a great leader. Gab Prue is a great low-key leader. Antoine Crête-Belzile, his team last 2 years has gone to the finals, so he's got good experience. All those guys are so helpful to maintain a good atmosphere, make sure everybody's included, everybody feels part of it, whether it's guys that don't play much or guys that are younger or guys that are new. They make sure that they feel comfortable. And that's a culture, Dave, that you never want to take for granted. We work at it every day, and it's a skill. And like any other skill, you got to put time and you got to put effort. You do that, then good results are going to come from it.
One other question, and that's about the new players, the 4 new players, but one being Derek Genty, leading off with him, local guy and a good player. And tell us about him and why you brought him and the other 3 guys here.
There's guys that it takes a lot of time to acquire. Everybody knows because there was a leak on Twitter last year that we had a pretty good offer for Derek. And unfortunately, Quebec chose the offer that Charlottetown made, and that's fair. It's their right to do so. But he's a very dynamic player, very smart, fast, thinks the game fast, and he's the type of player that we like to have in our system. He fits right in. Like it's as if he's been here for months, and being local obviously brings that extra, logo tattooed on the heart since he was a little boy. And he actually told me he still kept all the autographs from the Screaming Eagles when he was a boy, and he asked them for autographs, and he still has all of them. So it tells you how proud and how happy he is to be here back home, and we're really proud to have him. I think he brings a lot to our team right now, and as we move forward, his experience in the playoffs also last year, going to the semifinals, losing in 7 to Armada, I think that experience is going to pay off too.
And Boudria?
Sean is a big boy, big body with amazing hands. He's got terrific hands. It's his bread and butter, and he's been successful, and he was drafted last June by Minnesota for that reason. And he's getting into a very different environment where Gatineau was going very young, and they're rebuilding, and it's going to be a tough process. And he's coming into a team where there's so many ammunition, so he's really excited. And he found also his old buddy from Gatineau Olympics, Mitchell Balmas. They played together and they billeted together, so they're happy to be back together.
What about Noah LaRose?
Nathan LaRose, yes,
sorry.
Nathan is a big body defenseman that skates. His biggest strength is he skates the puck out of coverage so well. If there's traffic and he handles the puck, he's going to be gone. He's going to take it and just get out of it, and he's really good at that. He's got so many assets. He's smart. He's got a good shot. He's got that physical, nastiness in him. Like, he's not scared of getting bumped, and he's not scared to hit and use his body. So he's still a defenseman that's growing. He comes out of a program that's rebuilding too, St. John, and they had some rough nights in the first half. So it's been rough on him at times, being an older guy. As an 18-year-old out there, he was an older guy, and with us, he's among the youngest. So it's a change for him, but he's gonna bloom with us without a doubt.
And your other new players, Sandilands, is that his name?
Yes, Roddy Sandilands. He was the captain of Cataracts, another team that's rebuilding, and he's a terrific quality guy. He's from Ontario. He's so excited to be joining our team. He brings us stability on the defense end. He's going to be able to bring us some good minutes and maybe take some minutes away from guys that play a lot on the power play, and be able to play top lines, because that's what he's been doing for half the season. He's been playing top lines from other teams as, you know, a defenseman with Shawinigan. So it's good to have him. He brings us a lot of security. Ian Smallwood didn't really enjoy his role, and he requested for us to look if we could move him. And you know, when you're 19 years old, Dave, it's difficult to refuse a request like that. We only have good things to say about Smallsy. He was a great teammate for us. He was a great player, but we didn't have a regular spot for him, and he felt that he'd like to entertain that elsewhere, and we were able to help him out. I'm always open for 19 and 20s because I know they're at the end of their junior road, so it's easier to try to, you know, find them a spot.